hold this on my hand. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I want to be loud and clear. All right, this poem's called X Factor. I'm not really sure where to start because it's hard to submit the story of a broken heart. Everyone says relationships aren't easy and it takes a lot of work. But how hard is it supposed to be? How does one determine when it's time to walk away? How does one persuade themselves to stay? My mother used to say, "You're too young to understand, but life will teach you that all that glitters isn't gold, and it's unwise to believe everything you've been told." You see, I was sold a dream, the American dream. Imagine my surprise when I came to find that the American dream is just like every other dream. At some point, you will have to wake up, even when you don't want to. I felt hard for your reputation of honor and prestige. You publicized a set of values that painted you as a beacon of integrity. All the heroic stories I was told in school had me sold. I was ready, or at least I thought I was. I had no qualms about taking those vows and pledging my allegiance. I was in. I was all in. Until ignorance was no longer an option. My ability to ignore the subtle red flags ignited the most tumultuous relationship known to man. Because behind the curtains of the red, white, and blue lie bloody hands that belong to you. You carried 400 plus years of heavy baggage to my doorstep and forgot that the bloodstains would manifest itself into our present day and future. You told me that I was being paranoid and stood by as they imprisoned or killed our sons and dehumanized and raped our daughters, while the judgment of their justice ignored the constitutional vows you took. You know, reality is a hard pill to swallow. In our case, it cracked the four walls of a dream that engraved the words freedom and equality. You abandoned the Constitution of our union and handed me the 3/5 compromise, completely forgetting that it was my hard work that granted you this first world franchise. I went to war behind your name only to come back to find that I've been locked out of our grand white house. You ignored my tears, exploited their fears, and pushed propaganda to keep me down and keep me quiet. And I almost lost my voice amongst the noise. When will you realize that what we built, their hate destroys? When will you realize your use and abuse is what broke the trust between us? A trust that will take centuries to rebuild and far longer than that to heal. You have the audacity to walk around with Roosevelt's big white stick, sticking your nose into everyone's business, telling them how to treat and care for their own, when you don't even know how to take care of us at home. You said we'd be good. You said we'd stay afloat if we stuck by your written checks and balances. I suggested a review back in November, but because we're drowning. It's high time you check the irony. In God we trust that you have inscripted in your currency, because we all know that it is in fact the currency that it is the currency that you have entrusted that has left you and us with a negative balance. You thought I was oblivious, that I couldn't possibly know that for 73 years, you played footsie with Jim Crow. You played favorites with our children, decided who would be given a chance to make it in our world of the free market. It was clear to me that the brown paper bag was a quick and efficient guide for your process of elimination. Because let's be honest and say that the reality of a melting pot scared you. Unfortunately, you are the one who is oblivious to the truth that the complexity of complexion is what makes them pearls of great price. Despite your silent and unofficial reversal of brown v. board, brown girls that walk across the bridge with courage that is priced above rubies have stepped out of your shadow to become the most educated group of our union. Relationships require give and take, and it's time for you to give it up. Because you can't take what has been endowed to us. You can't bury seeds that are destined to grow into the trees of tomorrow. And after the harvest, we will pluck our lemons and make lemonade. And years from now, you'll be glad I stayed. The hope of the future generation and the perseverance of the ones before me will not allow me to give up on you. And I will never stop fighting until the words of your Constitution remains true. Thank you.